you guys, it's Ela J. A bump 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 a bump 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 a. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about continue on the topic of love. In this time though, I want to be talking about self-love. I know so many people who want happy, healthy relationships. They want to find a man or a woman who is loyal, who ain't gonna cheat on them, who ain't gonna stray, and da 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 da, whatever. But let me tell you, first of all, if you want all of those things in another person, you have to practice what you preach, and you have to be doing that for yourself, okay? So many people be like, oh, these hoes ain't loyal and da 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 da. But a lot of people who be complaining about getting cheated on have cheated before once. Have cheated before. And for those that have not cheated before, ever in a relationship, that's wonderful. But if a person is cheating on you, that's letting you know that in some way inside yourself, you're cheating yourself something. So maybe you're cheating yourself out of a chance to really be loved, because you know that this person that you keep trying to force it to work with is not real love. They're not the one for you, and you need to let it go. So you cheating yourself out of an opportunity to actually really experience love and all that it is. I've been on both ends of the spectrum when it comes to love. I have never been physically hit by anyone I was dating, but I have experienced abuse and other forms of abuse and toxic behaviors and things like that. So it doesn't always have to be like somebody is beating your ass, which I know people that happens a lot, but it really doesn't matter if it's physical or any other type of thing, because either way it still leaves scars. It still leaves your mental messed up. I've been in relationships where it was emotionally, abusive and things like that, and where it was cheating involved and manipulation involved, and just overindulgence in alcohol, weed, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. I've been on that spectrum, running around with the dogs, coming up with fleas, pretty much. I've been on that end of the spectrum, and then I just got to a point where I was like, what am I getting out of this? Literally, I felt like I left situations like that more damaged than I was going into it. So I was like, really, like, I'm just making things worse on myself. My self-esteem is plummeting. My mental is plummeting. I'm feeling like I'm losing my damn mind. At one point I was really addicted to weed. Don't get me wrong, I still hit a blunt or two every now and then or whatever. But at one point I was really addicted to it. Like, I was waking up smoking, in the middle of the day smoking, going to bed smoking. Like, I was not functioning without weed at one point. Yeah, it was like 24/7. Hell, I remember one time I was at work and one of my coworkers was like, you want to smoke? And I had never smoked at work before. That's one thing that I at least did not do. I didn't go to work high. But when I was in that space and she was like, you want to smoke? I was like, yeah. I was like, damn, I'm even bringing my smoking habit to work, Yeah. Sparked up right there in the car in broad daylight. So I don't think it's nothing wrong with smoking it. I just think it's how you indulge in it. But and I was doing it just all the time, and I wasn't doing nothing with it. Like, I would be smoking and just to be smoking, probably already partly high, and I'm still smoking again. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if I was gonna continue down that path, like I wouldn't have been surprised if over time I would have introduced myself into something that could get me a little bit more high, because it's nothing wrong with it. It's really not. It's just all in how you do it, and I wasn't using it in a productive type of way at all. I was there, and so I had all of that type of energy around me. So when you date people, that's what you're attracting. All of that shit. Like, I don't even know what to put a name to it. It's just shit. Like, it's a bunch of shit. A lot of hurt. And so whenever you're hurt, and then you're trying to date people and you hurt, you got your own pain going on internally. You got this turmoil. Your confidence is not where it needs to be, and then you got these addictions. Yeah, that's just a recipe for a disaster, bringing that into a relationship, because you are what you attract. And so if I got all of that shit going on, no, this person may not be smoking weed, but they gonna have some other shit too, and we just bringing shit and putting it together, and we got one big pile of shit. Self-love, you just have to start loving yourself and walking away from situations that are not good for you, that are only becoming more detrimental to your well-being. Like I'm telling you, running around doing shit, your ass ain't gonna learn until you get in a situation that happens and you're like, what the fuck? Or either you dead. It's that doing those type of things only lead to two things. It's going to lead to something traumatic happening to you, or you dead. Yeah. There's really no way around it. When you run, like literally when you run around, when you lay with dogs and run around in the street with dogs and have friends and all them type of motherfuckers, you gonna come up with fleas. And your fleas is gonna be depression. Your fleas, well, thankfully, this wasn't my story, but your fleas might be an STD that curable or incurable, Your fleas might be unplanned pregnancy, Your fleas might be like your mental was fucked up, low self-esteem, crazy ass relationships, your trust is fucked up now. It's just like I've been on both ends, and it's just like you have to wake up and realize that this shit that I got going on is not life, or it's not the life that I want. Maybe that's the life that you want, and that's fine. I don't judge nobody. If you want that type of life, live it, But I know for me, I didn't get nothing out of it, Everything was worse coming out of it than going into it. Credit gonna be fucked up. Mind gonna be fucked up. Relationships gonna be fucked up. You gonna be fucked up. Like, you gotta love yourself. You really do. You gotta love yourself. You have to work on your inner issues, because love is out there. Like, you are created with your counterpart. You just have to find that counterpart. You have masculine and feminine energy. That's two. A woman does not necessarily have to be of a feminine energy, and a man does not have to be of a masculine energy. They can be interchangeable. Two come together to form one. You see? One. Okay? So you can't tell me that you don't have your counterpart out there. Your counterpart is out there somewhere. They are. You just have to find it. You have to search. But before you start searching, you have to come whole, And Because when you get together with your counterpart, y'all still are gonna have things that you have to work on together. So you can't be having all of this shit that you already got and trying to bring that into a love equation. It's not gonna work. Your shit and his shit together combined is gonna overpower the relationship, and it's gonna end. When you start working on your inner demons and getting rid of that shit that's in your heart and in your mind, you'll attract them. But until then, don't get me wrong, it's not like you ain't gonna be attracting people all along, yeah, but it's, you're gonna continue to attract people in the energy that you're currently operating in. So you doing a bunch of mean, nasty, hateful, spiteful, vindictive ass, slash and tire ass people, that's the type of people that you're gonna keep attracting. And I don't got time to be chasing around no man. Like, I ain't doing it. I don't want to feel like I gotta check your phone. I don't want you making me feel like I want to slash your tires or I want to fight. I'm not fighting nobody. I'm not fighting no chicks. I'm not slashing your tires. You know, if you bringing all that drama to me, you gotta get the fuck on. You know, for real, for real. Like, I'm over that drama shit. Like, dead ass. You gotta get the fuck on with all that screaming and yelling. Like, ooh, you're messing with my energy, baby. You gotta get the fuck on. You just have to love yourself. Love yourself, and everything else will fall into place.